Yeah. Anyway, I won't go into that one, but yeah.
No, everyone wants to hear
Everyone,
Australia in the summer, death by snake and insect, and in the winter,
death by pollen.
death by pollen. Okay. All right.
Well, in Victoria, anyway, the state I live in the south has this native tree called a wattle tree, and there are a few species of it. Golden wattle's the worst,
Are they
and
beautiful at least?
oh, I mean, yeah, any tree's beautiful, really, but
Hmm.
I hate them, so they just look like,
So yeah, they're not going to be
yeah,
beautiful to you.
because it's a giant. Basically, it just turned bright yellow. It's got that much, these little balls
Pollen.
of pollen like that big all over it in winter. It comes out in winter.
Got it.
So August is the worst month because there's a few, spring starts in September.
Yeah, I
But
know.
if the weather's dry and sunny, and it has been late winter, then they come out early. There's magpies, they nest. Magpies are aggressive when they
They're
nest.
so cute.
And yeah, they're big and they swoop. They're about the size of a crow, big beaks, and they swoop on you and they'll hit you from behind with their beak.
There
And
was
they've
this.
started doing that. They do that in spring. Well,
Oh,
they've already started. So that tells me there's a lot of flowers.
well, didn't you say everything's happening when the seasons are reversed, when everything's kind of inverted?
Yeah, that's right. When you
There
see
was
this,
a an Instagram page called Swoop and Mowgli, and Swoop was the name of this guy's magpie, and Mowgli was the name of his black cat, and he wrote a book and everything. He's an Aussie guy.
oh, okay.
hmm So you were telling me you were watching a Wisdom from the North with Sarita, and you said she sounds a lot like you.
Yeah. Actually, let me get some light happenings. It's a bit weird. The lighting
I
here, I've
can
got a
see
window
you.
right.
You're pretty
Mm,
bright.
mm,
Yeah.
There's, I've got a window right in front of me.
Well,
Um, yeah. Well, I've never heard of her. I mean, you just get algorithmic sort of like, check this out, we think you'll like it. And I get a
they
few
nailed
from
it.
that. Yeah. Well, they've been having, I think the this shift in what people are looking for coming out is being met by a shift in people speaking from that place who have lived a certain life, who have been behind the scenes up till now. And I've just noticed it. The words they're using are exactly the same as the words I've been given, and I've never heard that before. So,
Well, that's the way
yeah,
I felt about David Clements when I first heard him, and he hasn't been big on the scene for a long time. Like he just came out of nowhere.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, this particular woman, she's English, lives in France, runs a retreat center, and she calls herself well, she's been called by people a shamanic healer. So, and like she explains, that's the way you become a shaman. You don't do a certificate in it. You get called it by someone else.
Yep.
It's just recognition, any spiritual teacher, like the way Indians recognize self-realized people.
Yep. Yep. The time for
Guru
just like the
doesn't come
time
from the
for
guru.
religion is over, the time for degrees and certifications and all of that kind of over.
It's fine to have them, but they don't replace living. You've got to live through the process to know it's not everything your mind thinks.
Not even
That's the
close.
problem with studying. You can study about it, but it's like studying a map of a country before you go there.
Yes. Yep. Direct experience. You've been
Direct,
speaking of that to me for years.
yes, direct experience. And it takes a while to get a handle on, well, what do you mean direct experience? I thought that was just experience. But that's the whole thing with the ego that controls versus the ego in service to self is discernment.
Right.
And it takes time. You
Yep.
can't rush it.
No, you can't rush it. You can't fake it. You can't create it.
No.
It simply happens.
Yeah, you unravel something as you look for the truth is more about unraveling the blinders first.
hmm
She's talking, yeah, about, the same. She's gone through the same similar processes. Like she said, 4 or 5 years old, she was in a back garden with her brother, looking up at a tree, and she really wanted to be up in the branches, and she started levitating. And her brother saw it. These five
Gareth,
dimensional experiences, the indelible soul purpose, what the
Gareth,
Nazarene did with his brother.
if she's an unknown to you and kind of a relative unknown until this video, this is when you should probably write to her.
Yeah, I did. I thought of that. I was actually funny you should say that. That was the first thing I thought of is looking for her linked somewhere in the description box, but I can't find a link to her anywhere. So I'm just going to look it up. She's got a
Yeah,
YouTube channel and
yeah, Yannicka, I've seen hasn't been the best at all that stuff. It's more all of Yannicka's
her stuff.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And we know her, we found her, we want the people she's talking to.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it happened this thing too with the Pleiadians. Wendy Kennedy. She's a channel for the Pleiadians, and she's the real deal. Like she's the real deal. Like 100%. She's probably the closest thing to a deep trance medium I've come across since I spoke with Tom. And you have to be able to surrender complete control of your body to be a deep trance medium in order to channel God,
Yeah.
to that degree. But you move through like layers of what's the word? Stages of development as a channel to that point, to
Right.
0 point. So
Right.
she's right, which you need to be to channel ninth dimensional collective consciousness. You need to be as close to that, if not capable of it, as possible.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's done a 6 month program. It came out of the blue. Her Palladians were sort of helping her put it together. So that started. You pay like a uncertain amount for the
Yeah, I
program.
saw. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Anna's done the first activation because they do light language activations, which Tom
Yep.
did for me
With
when
the
I first.
images too. Yeah.
Yeah, you got pictures you can look at, and then there's which just it's like the impact of the frequencies, like kind of like what's the word? Flower of life, the way it makes patterns.
Yeah.
So you see the patterns from that particular frequency of light language, which is important apparently.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's an activation at the end. She introduces things at the photo, and then it's just one long transmission from the Pleiadians talking about what's going on, and everything they were saying was it was like they've been there teaching me as much as the Arcturians have,
It's entirely possible,
or
right?
or they're just talking about the same things, and I
Same
think it's
things.
both
That's
because they didn't
exciting. That's
introduce
got to feel
themselves.
really good for
Yeah,
you.
because it's well, firstly because I've had a lot of doubt
I
come
know.
up through the years because of course, and this woman. I can't, her name just popped out of my head. Enrita Sol, I think.
Sarita. Sarita.
Sarita, yeah,
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
sort of says the same thing, like this life process. You're just a kid and you don't realize everybody around you doesn't see things the same way until you do. And then it's another set of problems because of that. And
Yeah,
holding
you've
it
had to deal with that your whole life, not just your childhood either, your whole adult life, with relationships you've had with people, with your relationship to
every
your
relationship,
family, everything,
every
everything. Holding,
relationship to me.
holding that you've had a conversation with God, holding that you've been walked through life with two Arcturians, like saying that to, people can't really go over really well. I don't have those experiences and I don't speak to them and I'm still ostracized by family and friends. Like I
Just
can
for asking the
only
question.
imagine what you went through. Oh my God. But I just keep telling everybody, it's coming. You don't have to do a thing. It's coming.
It's happening. Yeah, it's happening anyway. And it's the best thing that could happen in the whole history of the human race. It's just about getting, and this is what she's talking about. How I used to say to you, my job, our connection, my job is just to make myself redundant in your life. You don't need me. It's just this is what I was shown when I was in your position. I asked for help, and then this happened, and it's helped me a lot. Here you go. So, you take on what fits for you. I point you in the direction of the expertise you need to follow, expand on it, depending on you and you live it.
Yep.
That's really, she's talking. She says the same thing. It's just she calls it the inversion. It's like a false reality of holographic projection, and we need the ego. So the problem is connected to the ego in a form that isn't natural to the ego. That's important distinction.
I'm
You know,
excited to
stuff of
listen to this. Oh my
yeah,
God.
far out.
I light up
Yeah.
when I hear people talking like you do. Like, I think I was the one who contacted you when I heard Clements because I was like, oh my God, Gareth, he's saying what you're saying. Like, not that I've ever disbelieved you, but gosh,
Mm.
it sure does help to hear other people saying this, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Even for
absolutely.
you, and it's your direct experience. Even
Oh,
for
it
you,
just
it
makes
helps,
that's right. Well, that was
right?
another thing I was told to look for, a sign that it's happening in the physical was that you will, there, Tom told me at the end of the first conversation, sorry, at the end of the second conversation, there are four and there are four and there are four, when he first came through. And if you don't know who Tom is God. It's just a way of describe. It's a name for God that describes how the universe works and us. And it was used because that's important to know about in this time, because there's a pattern that life has a natural state.
Yeah.
So anyway, he uses that name, Tom. The first thing he said is the three are now four. He welcomed me and said the three are now four. And then I found out what that was about in conversations I had with the other people who went through what I went through to get there, about this soul group called the Four. And Mary Bennett, who edited the book, was like a gold mine. She understood the 51 to 93 years. That's 1951 and 1953.
Yep.
Thousands of sessions recorded. She distilled it into a single book that Tom said he thanked her for and said that is the book we intended, because there is a form of,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, talking to her about this soul group before, and then the end of it, because some things went down and we all needed to separate. We needed to go through a process together. There's a certain choice points, and then from that choice point, we all left again.
Yeah.
So I connected with someone who has the same exact astrology as my twin flame. But the version I needed to be with was here in Australia. I just needed to go through that experience to
Yeah.
be able to hold what we had to do together in a way.
Yeah.
I had to have enough of a handle on it to be able to handle what that would entail,
Yep.
which
Yep.
Mary told me that most men in my soul purpose like cut out and
I'm out.
subconsciously disconnect from it because it's
I'm
too much.
out. Yeah, it's too much. It's a
That's
hell of a
right.
soul purpose.
Yeah.
Um,
So
um,
anyway, I think she's one of the four.
wow. Wow. But when you say four, is it singular? Like one, two,
There
three,
are
four?
there are four physical people who
Yeah.
embody the
Yep.
four in each level, but the
Ah,
nature of the qualities that make it that are universal to the human
yes,
race.
yes, yes. I just the Nazarene. Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
understand that. That's the other thing too. The four pillars I've been hearing about you for 4 years. I'm hearing four and pillars in other speak in other contexts a lot lately. So inversions getting louder,
yeah,
pillars getting louder, constellations getting real loud.
yeah, big loud.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of which, I have a Steiner group now and I have to cut this short. I don't
Yeah,
know what you're doing the rest of the day or when I'm going to be
yeah.
done. I know,
No,
but
I'm kind of having a bit of a day off because I had to do a class last
I'd
night,
actually,
and
yeah,
it was a massive week. So
yeah. Oh my
I'm
gosh.
just
Astrology, everything. A
yeah.
massive week.
I've had
So
to fill in for two guys at work, and I did a
work, I
weekend
know.
workshop.
After
This
you're
as well.
supposed to be working less since the coma and all that stuff, it's just like, what? Okay, so I'm gonna cut this short. Love
I'm
everybody who
already busy.
listens. We'll pick this up later. This is the
Yeah.
shortest one we've ever done, but we were bored and wanted to talk. So ta-da!
Well,
Okay, bye.
check out her, by the way,
Yeah, wisdom
from the
from
north.
north. Nope, from north. No, the. I just learned that.
Wisdom from north.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't
I
it?
think that's
Wisdom
probably
from
the way.
north.
Yeah, I know. I always thought it was wisdom from the north, but it's wisdom
It
from north.
makes it does it does make you speak it in a Swedish accent. Wisdom from
Yeah.
the north. Wisdom from north.
Wisdom from
Anyway,
north. Sounds more.
It does sound
Anyway,
Scandinavian.
Sarita, and I think it's her most recent one. So
Yes.
check that out, everyone. And maybe
Yeah,
if
I
I
only
think
just
of
got
it,
the.
if I think of it, I'll put the link up in this description. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
All right. Well,